Look at that shape, that U shape. That is not a new design trend. That is not an architect showing off. That is one of the most battle-tested floor plans in human history. And right now, in 2026, it is quietly becoming the most important floor plan in American residential construction. Here's the thing. Most families building today will never hear about it. And some of them, a lot of them, will spend the next decade wishing they had. Stay with me. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you the specific floor plan layouts at 3 different sizes, the real per square foot cost comparison for 2026, and the one design feature that makes this home worth every extra build dollar. That cost comparison near the end, it's going to flip how you've been thinking about your budget. And I mean that specifically, the history arc. This design goes back over 2,000 years. The Romans called their version the Domus, a home built around a central atrium, an open-air courtyard that organized every room in the house around a single shared skylit core. Wealthy Roman families didn't build big rectangular boxes. They built inward-facing homes where the courtyard was the heart of everything. Every room opened onto it. Every generation shared it. Here's the wild part. They weren't doing it because it looked beautiful. They were doing it because it worked. It managed airflow before air conditioning existed. It managed sight lines before security systems existed. It solved the multigenerational living problem before modern families even had a word for it. When Spanish colonizers brought their courtyard architecture, the hacienda, into what would become the American Southwest, they were importing the exact same principle. One enclosed outdoor space, multiple wings, multiple generations, one shared heart. The Pueblo peoples of the Southwest arrived at nearly the same solution independently. Inward-facing structures built around communal open space, with distinct living sections for different family units. 3 civilizations, 3 different continents, 3 different centuries, the same shape. That is not a coincidence. That is architecture proving something fundamental about how human families actually live together. And what's happening right now in 2026 is that American home design is finally catching up. Before I show you what the modern version of this looks like, I want to walk you through the exact problem it was built to solve, because this is where virtually every floor plan on the market today completely falls apart. Let's talk about what's actually happening in American households right now, because this matters for understanding why this design is spreading so fast. According to the National Association of Realtors, 14% of all homes purchased in 2025 were multigenerational. Families specifically buying homes to house more than one generation under one roof. And Pew Research confirms that the number of Americans living in multigenerational households has quadrupled since the 1970s, sitting at nearly 60 million people today. 60 million people. That is not a lifestyle trend. That is a demographic reality that the housing industry has been spectacularly slow to address. The number one driver, cited by over 40% of multigenerational buyers in the NAR's 2025 report, is caring for aging parents. But right behind it, rising housing costs forcing adult children back home. Mortgage rates that haven't been this high in a generation pushing families to combine incomes. Parents who want more help raising young children. These are not optional choices. These are solutions to real, urgent pressure. Here's the thing, and this is where the market has genuinely failed those families. The vast majority of floor plans being built right now, whether traditional stick-built, modern open concept, or even Barndominium layouts, are designed around the nuclear family model. 2 adults, 2 kids, 1 shared living space. Everybody's schedules overlap. Everybody's noise overlaps. Everybody's need for privacy is essentially ignored. You put 3 generations into that box, and the problems start immediately. The grandparent who sleeps at 9 p.m. is in the same acoustic footprint as the teenager who wants to watch movies at midnight. The parent on a work call at noon is in the same open plan as a toddler who has no concept of what a work call is. The adult child who moved back has no privacy, no independence, no sense of their own space. And the homeowners feel like they've lost control of their own house. Here's the wild part. None of those problems are caused by the people. They are caused by the floor plan. This is not a relationship problem. This is not a communication problem. This is a design problem. And there is one floor plan that was built 2,000 years ago, and again right now, specifically to solve it. It's called a U-shaped home, and the concept is as clear as the name. When you look at it from above, the footprint literally forms a U, two wings extending forward from a central connecting section, wrapping around three sides of a central courtyard. The base of the U, the shared living zone. Kitchen, dining, great room, the heart of the home. One wing for the primary suite and main bedrooms. The other wing for secondary bedrooms, an in-law suite, a home office, or whatever that specific family situation requires. And in the center of all of it, enclosed on three sides by the house itself, the courtyard. Now here's what the floor plan alone cannot show you. It's what that shape does to how a family actually lives inside it. Because a U-shaped home is not just a different-looking house. It is a fundamentally different living system. Let me walk you through exactly why, for specific problems, and exactly how this design solves each one. Problem 3 is the one that surprises people every single time. It's about square footage math that most builders will never tell you about. I'll get there. But start with problem 1, because if you have young kids, this one will hit immediately. Problem 1. You can't watch your kids and run your life at the same time. This is the single most consistent complaint I hear from parents of young children in a standard home. The backyard is out of sight from the kitchen. When the kids are outside, you are either out there with them and not get anything done, or you are inside and you genuinely cannot see them. In a U-shaped home, the courtyard is directly visible from the kitchen, the dining area, and the living room simultaneously. The kids are outside in a space enclosed on three sides by the walls of the house itself. No street access. No gate that gets left open. You can see them from the stove, from the couch, while you're on a work call at the kitchen table. Architects who specialize in multi-generational residential design consistently cite sightline access as one of the most undervalued features in any floor plan. The AIA's research on multi-generational homes has specifically highlighted how the relationship between visual access to outdoor space and daily circulation paths profoundly affects family well-being. The U-shape solves this structurally, not as an add-on feature, but as a direct consequence of the shape itself. Problem 2. Everyone has different schedules, and there's nowhere to put them. If you've ever tried to live with multiple generations in a traditional open-plan home, you already know this in your bones. There is no standard layout that puts all the bedroom doors close together and also gives anyone real privacy. The toddler wakes the grandparent. The teenager's music bleeds through the walls. The parent's 6 a.m. alarm wakes everyone on the floor. Here's the wild part. The wing structure of a U-shaped home separates sleeping zones by architecture, not just by drywall. One generation occupies one wing. Another generation occupies the other. Each wing can be functionally closed off from the main common areas while still sharing the courtyard. A grandparent can be asleep in one wing while a teenager is gaming in the other, and neither one is aware of the other. This is the difference between privacy as an afterthought and privacy as a structural feature. For families who've tried multi-generational living in a standard layout and found it unsustainable, this is usually the thing that makes them say they cannot believe they lived any other way. Problem 3. You're paying for square footage that doesn't work for you. Here's the reality of most residential floor plans. You are paying interior square footage rates for rooms that get used 4 hours a day. A formal dining room that only sees Thanksgiving. A living room that functions as a walkthrough. Guest bedrooms that sit empty for months at a time. Here's the thing. The courtyard in a U-shaped home is not counted in your interior square footage. It's exterior space, open sky, but it functions as a room. A large, beautiful, weather-protected, naturally lit room that every major space in the house opens onto directly. Residential design experts consistently note that courtyard homes live significantly larger than their measured square footage, precisely because the courtyard extends a functional footprint of the home without adding to its interior calculation. In practical terms, a 2,500 square foot U-shaped home built at $200 to $280 per square foot in 2026 gives you your interior space plus hundreds of additional functional square feet of outdoor living. Space that doesn't add a single dollar to your per square foot cost. You are getting a bonus room. It has no HVAC costs, no ceiling costs. It doesn't appear in your square footage calculation, and it is accessible simultaneously from the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and both wings of the house. I'm going to put exact dollar numbers on this in the cost section. The math is not what most people expect. Problem 4. Your house won't fit your family in 10 years. Most families outgrow a standard rectangular home within a decade. The nursery becomes too small. The teenager needs independence. The aging parent needs accessible space. The adult child moves back. The home office has to double as a guest room. None of this was designed for, because the floor plan has no mechanism for change. The U-shaped layout is built with adaptability in its DNA. The wing that starts as a nursery suite becomes a teenager's retreat. The in-law suite that houses grandparents becomes a rental unit or a dedicated home office when life shifts. The bonus room at the end of a wing cycles through every purpose a family needs across 20 years of living. ADA compliance and aging-in-place features integrate naturally into the wing structure. One wing can be fully single-level, fully accessible, and fully self-contained without touching the rest of the home. And in metal frame and Barndominium construction specifically, extending a wing is one of the cleanest structural expansions possible. You're not touching the main body of the house. You're adding length to an arm. The home grows the way your family grows. And that's a quality no square footage number can capture. Coming up, the actual floor plans at 3 build sizes, and then the cost comparison that changes how most people think about the build premium. The number I'm about to give you on Courtyard math is one that most builders will never walk you through. Let me show you what this actually looks like on paper. At 3 different build sizes, at 2,000 square feet, you're working with a compact but highly functional U. The base holds the open kitchen, dining, and living room. Wing A houses a primary suite with a full bath and walk-in, approximately 600 square feet. Wing B holds 2 secondary bedrooms, sharing a bath and a flex room that works as an office or nursery, roughly 500 square feet. The courtyard at this scale is intimate but fully functional. Outdoor dining, a seating zone, a garden wall. At 2,500 square feet, Wing B expands to include a proper in-law suite. Private entrance, kitchenette, full bath bedroom. Now you have true separation. Grandparents or adult children can come and go without passing through the main living space at all. This is a configuration that most multi-generational families are building right now. At 3,000 square feet, both wings gain meaningful depth. The primary suite can include a sitting room or dual home office. Wing B can house a full guest suite plus a dedicated media room or second office. The courtyard at this scale supports an outdoor kitchen, a covered pergola zone, and a fire pit area, and still does not add $1 to your interior square footage calculation. Here's the thing, none of these are exotic custom designs. All 3 of these layouts have been executed in the continental United States in the last 3 years. The market is moving. The builders who specialize in this footprint are already running extended booking timelines. That matters, and I'll come back to it. Cost breakdown, the full picture. Now, the cost conversation. And I want to give you the full picture, not just a number that makes people flinch. Yes, a U-shaped footprint adds construction complexity over a rectangle. Additional roofline work, extra exterior wall runs, structural engineering for the wing connections. These are real factors. Most builders will put the added complexity at 10 to 15% above an equivalent rectangular footprint. Here's the wild part, and this is the number that changes everything. In 2026, mid-range custom home construction nationally runs $200 to $280 per square foot. A 2,500 square foot rectangular home at mid-range finishes lands between $500,000 and $700,000 in construction costs before land. A U-shaped design at the same interior square footage, accounting for the added complexity, sits between $560,000 and $770,000, depending on region and how the courtyard is developed. Now here's the question nobody asks when they see that comparison. What did the rectangular home actually give you for that money? For walls and a backyard you cannot see from your kitchen. A floor plan where every schedule in the house collides with every other schedule. A layout that will not adapt to a single change in your family situation without a full renovation. Now look at what the U-shape delivers for those extra dollars. A covered courtyard with outdoor kitchen, Fire pit, seating, and weather protection runs $30,000 to $60,000 to develop fully. That same square footage build as an interior room at $200 to $280 per square foot would cost $60,000 to $84,000, and it would still need HVAC, ceiling finishes, and flooring on top of that. The math is not as lopsided as the initial comparison makes it look. The U-shaped home is not the cheapest floor plan to execute, but for large and multi-generational families, it is consistently the most cost-efficient solution to the actual problems those families are trying to solve, because it solves more problems per build dollar than any other residential layout on the market today. Why now? Here is why this conversation matters right now, in 2026, specifically. Builders who specialize in U-shaped residential construction, particularly in metal frame and Barndominium style builds, are operating with extended lead times. What was an 8 to 12 month design to ground break cycle 2 years ago is now running 14 to 18 months in many markets. Demand is outpacing the pool of architects and builders who have executed this footprint at scale. If you are in the planning phase today, your window to lock in a builder at current pricing is narrower than it was 12 months ago. Material costs have not moved in favor of waiting. And the 60 million Americans already living in multi-generational households, that number is growing. The demographic pressure driving this design trend is not reversing. The families building U-shaped homes today are not early adopters chasing a trend. They are people who identified a structural problem in how American homes are built, and they are solving it before the market prices a solution out of reach. A lot of design trends are purely aesthetic. The U-shaped home is genuinely different. The Romans figured that out. The Spanish hacienda tradition figured that out. The Pueblo builders of the Southwest figured that out. And now American families are figuring it out, just in time to build it into their next home, before the wait lists get even longer. Before I give you the call to action, here's something more useful: a decision filter. Ask yourself 3 questions about your family situation right now, or in the next 5 years. First, do you have, or do you anticipate having, more than one generation living under your roof? A parent, an adult child, a grandparent? If the answer is yes, or even maybe, a standard rectangular floor plan was not designed for your life. Second, do you have or plan to have children under the age of 10? And do you need to be productive inside your home while they're outside it? If yes, the sightline problem is a daily reality that your floor plan either solves or it doesn't. There is no middle ground. Third, do you expect your family's needs to change significantly in the next 10 to 15 years? Because they will. They always do. The only question is whether your house was built to change with them, or built for a version of your family that already doesn't exist. If you answered yes to any 2 of those 3, the U-shaped home deserves a serious conversation with your builder or architect before you finalize your floor plan. Not after you break ground. Before. The families who figure this out early build once and stay. The families who figure out late are the ones who tell me, "I wish I had known about this before we broke ground." Drop a comment right now and tell me which of those 3 questions hit you the hardest, because that answer tells you exactly which problem the U-shape is solving for your family specifically. And I read every single one. If you're already in the planning or budgeting phase, the next video you need is linked right here. We go deep on actual U-shaped floor plan examples with real square footage breakdowns, real courtyard development costs, and design variations for different family configurations. That video will save you money before you spend a single dollar on plans. Hit like if this gave you something concrete to think about. Subscribe if you want more content that helps your family build smarter, not just bigger. I'll see you in the next one.